Hello, everyone. This is Tom, host for the Hidden Truths channel. How's everybody doing this evening? This will be the night sky we're looking at tonight. Anyway, yep, there goes some birds. Tonight we're going to talk about the soap opera, which now our U.S. government has turned into, okay? You couldn't get better plot lines and everything else that's going on with these people. So that's what we're going to discuss tonight. Anyway, while I'm waiting for some people to show up, I tell you what, sometimes life takes some really crazy twists, doesn't it? I thought I was going to be going off fencing this week. No. I guess I must be going to go back into the tree business. I got stuck. Anyway, I'm at another tree company because I just had to put a bid in and got the job, and I start tomorrow. So I guess I'll go back to, having a business. Whatever. Paying all those taxes again, but whatever. So that's what I did today. Yeah, I thought I was going to be leaving for fencing here tomorrow, but no, I'm going to be doing trees again. My last business was called Eager Beaver Tree Care. The Pizzaverse Gigolo. Say hi. What's up, Hidden Truths? Oh, not too bad. Hey, why don't you, just looking at my horses there. They're eating away. Oh, I'm just talking about the soap opera that our government's turned into tonight. So I hope everybody enjoys the conversation. I got to wait for a little bit for people to show up. There goes a rabbit. There goes the dogs. There goes the other one. See, the thing is, I got this mowed, right? But I left stuff that I didn't mow, like that. So the wildlife here has a chance from my dogs and stuff. Let's just say they got it made in the shade here. Anyway, but the rabbits are getting smarter. That's the nature of the smart ones survive. Our government is a joke now. It's a soap opera now, okay? It's a complete freaking soap opera. And we'll get into it. Hey, why not? Let's get started. I'm sure YouTube ain't going to allow this video to go out live stream to get out, so I should be happy that one person is here. I guess I appreciate if you'd subscribe and hit the thumbs up and all that stuff to help support the channel. So you can see I need all the help. I go from some live streams of having 21,000 people in here in an hour to live streams where I have 70. But I'm sure the algorithms have nothing to do with it. But anyway, let's get into the soap opera called the United States Government. Every day, it's just something more ridiculous, okay? The plot twists that are going on here and stuff. I mean, writers couldn't come up with a better script than these lives that these people live, okay? And now Obama needs to go to jail. Now Obama's going to fall on his sword for the whole Democratic Party, right? Everybody see that happening? But, isn't it being an American? Let's just say that you're somebody in another country watching your news, right? And you're just watching American politics completely fall apart. Like last night I did my live stream on Washington, D.C.'s losing control. Well, yeah, because we're watching a soap opera that's going on there. I don't know what else to call it. To go wait for us to stop talking about it. Well, bring the people to justice, expose it, so we all know the truth about ICE and acting like the Gestapo. They're just doing their job. ICE wouldn't have to act like the Gestapo if the son of a bitches would just give up or just leave. Okay? I think that they need to put a bounty on all these illegals' heads and let all legal American citizens within their county collect all the illegals in their county, turn them in for $1,000 a head. We get rid of the problem in a week, and it doesn't cost us $160 billion. But that's just my idea. I'm sure it won't go nowhere, But that's how we start. You know, they want to see, they're coming here to invade our country. Let's let the military out, guys like me. We'll show them how we deal with the invading army. But anyway, see, that's mean to say stuff like that. Whatever. Boy, YouTube won't even bring my stuff out tonight. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go for about 15 minutes, but they're going to play this game. I like to do YouTube for a living. I really would. Because there's a lot of things I like to do besides talk about political shit. I like to make people laugh. I realize that social media is basically the new Hollywood. And I want to get in on the ground floor. But, I guess if we got to sit there and wait for permission from the owners of these social media companies to give us, oh, it's okay. His stuff passed the litmus test. Anyway, this is what you deal with. Just part of the soap opera. See, this is we're fed the soap opera. You notice how much now the Obama stuff is being pushed? I mean, like I say, they're on work visas. Not all. And it's another thing. Pizzaverse. Hey, J99, how's it going? I work in an agriculture job. You see I have fields here? I work for farmers and ranchers. And now I got to compete against non-Americans and people that are here on work visas because Americans are too fucking lazy to sit there and pitch manure and pick tomatoes or the cotton, right? So now we're going to exploit people and make them serve us. This is ridiculous. I hate that shit. You know what? Maybe we'd have, I'm not going to listen to it. See, I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty and sweat. I have worked with a lot of non-Americans in these agricultural jobs, right? And I'm sick of it. Now I'm competing with them. And these sons of bitches, the way it's set up, the government has this work visa program set up. They actually almost get paid to bring these people over with our tax dollars. What's your favorite? Just a second here. I got the morons coming in. So they can stay on, that's fine. They can just wait a minute, and I'll delete their message every minute, make my analytics look better. See? Part of the soap opera. I mean, all I got to know is there's a lot of distractions going on right now. Every day there seems to be a new distraction that the government's coming out with that we need to be aware of. Just too much stuff going on. What are they hiding? I mean, are they really going to start war in Europe? Is that what they're going to do? I'm just really curious what they're really hiding, okay? Because this soap opera is going on for a reason. These people are basically, our politicians and stuff, are letting themselves look like lying, idiot fools. And it ain't because, they want to do good for us. I don't know what it's going to be. Whatever. This is the country we live in. But yeah, this soap opera is getting ridiculous to watch. I mean, they did everything they come out with. They think the American citizen is that stupid to swallow this. Like I say, it's like your kid coming to you and lying to you. You know your kid's lying to you. Could have been it too. Or maybe Bigfoot was sitting next to her when she thought she saw the lists on the wall on her desk. I don't know. I'm not sure. Hey, Neptune Red, thank you for hiding him. J99. I don't even have it here and I got to deal with trolls. Japers Cripes. Is what I got to say that bad? What are people going to do when the truth is marching down their damn street? I mean, when the truth is, when they can't avoid it no more? When the lies don't cover up what you're actually seeing and you're actually believing what you're seeing or hearing? I'm not a troll. I just want to give. Yeah, I don't have a problem you giving your opinion. But I'm just saying, as somebody who works in agriculture, I'm sick and fucking tired. See, it's kind of a bullshit thing, right? I thought I was going to go back fencing, but no, I had to bid a tree job today. And why am I bitching? I'm making, the thing about when I make a lot of money, why it pisses me off, I make $1,000 a day. Yeah, but then I got to give the government $300 a day. I would sit there and rather make that under that $300 a day in total wage than have to worry about the government. But I guess I'm forced to sit there and make more money I want to. As you can tell, I don't like money. I'm on YouTube to spread the word. You want to support the channel, hit that subscription button, hit the bell notification, thumbs up. And if I ever get monetized, then you can watch a commercial. But, I just want to live a simple, humble life, and you can't even do that no more. I'm not even allowed to take a low-paying job no more. What kind of goddamn world is this? Can't just disappear into a sunset like all cowboys should. They still probably won't believe it. Yeah, like I say, you got people that, I don't know, J99, me with money, I seen when I was overseas, I don't know if you ever went overseas, but I was overseas during the Cold War when Russia was collapsing and stuff, and we were the king of the hill. And I saw what it did. Do many people have drunk the Kool-Aid? Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know why we haven't? Because we did this thing called, we went and saw the world. Oh my God, you come out of high school and all of a sudden you're in the military. If you're in the ground side or wherever, deploy, you find out what the world's really freaking like. And then you come back here and you try to tell people, hey, there's bad shit coming, and they think you're nuts. Okay? The good times are never going to end here. You remember the roaring 20s? They were never going to end. Never going to end. Oh, well, October 1929 proved them wrong now, didn't it? And it's the same thing. All these people are moving money into a stock market. I mean, not people that can't afford Bitcoin, stuff like that, pumping it up, and it's not worth anything. I mean, as much money as the average citizen is pumping into these companies and the profits these companies are showing, it's ridiculous. But then again, we don't deal in a world of facts anymore. But anyway, yeah, I guess I'm going to start up my tree business again. Eager Beaver Tree Care lives again. I even still got some of my old T-shirts from that business. Just have a different phone number on the back of the shirt. Yeah, I think we're nuts for being prepared for I mean, I don't understand. I guess, if you haven't been in the military, you wouldn't understand. But, why are we prepared? I don't know, because you train to be prepared for any situation. And then, you're trained to see bad situations that are coming and how you can anyway. The average civilian just doesn't understand. That's why they think it's okay to have transgenders in your foxhole with you and stuff. And it's okay to have men in women's uniforms. Anyway, they've never been in the military and wouldn't understand, okay? Jesus Christ, like I say, I still lived in squad bays. Community showers. No stalls between the shitters. Yeah, that's what I dealt with in garrison. At least when we were out in the field, I had a little bit more privacy. Anyway, but it was fun. That's why they get young guys to do that shit. Because you start getting old like me and I'd be like, fuck, I ain't doing that shit. Are you nuts? But glad I got the experience in the training and stuff. I'm sure it will come to use in the future. Especially with this soap opera we got going on. Anyway, also J99, you and Amanda, So next week I should be able to order your shirts. So if you want to get on to tell me what size you are, J99. And I don't know, but do you want a Lone Wolf Prepper shirt like the ones you saw I had, or do you want one like that, but do you want a Hidden Truth? You know, with a Hidden Truth design and stuff. But I need to get those. I know Amanda asked for it and stuff, and I'll get you a shirt. You'll have to deal with the address and stuff. But then Carol won't be the only one that has a shirt. Anyway, but I tell you what, last night was a beautiful sunset. I don't think we're gonna get that one tonight. So, but yep. I mean, what would you call this soap opera that we're dealing with our U.S. government? As the world crumbles, see, you got the two families now. You got the Republican family and the Democrat family, you know, and they're kind of. I mean, you just make up your storyline with these people. Hidden Truth should, yeah. I'll tell you what. Like I say, I'll get the emblem here, and then your name, and then what should we say? The Hidden Truth Club member, you know, Carol. I mean, you gotta give me your name too. Or I could put J99. That'll work too. That's your handle. That'll work. Member of the Hidden Truth Club, or I'll think of something. And then on the back, it'll have a big Hidden Truth deal with the YouTube address on it and stuff. So anyway, get that advertisement out there. We need to get the truth out, people. This is embarrassing what American voters, taxpayers, and what the rest of the world has to put up with because our government is corrupt. Last night I had somebody from Jordan on. This is one thing when YouTube releases the algorithm, I get a lot of people, especially this time of day, from other countries. But you know, they got the holding me down. We do need the truth out. Yeah, because things aren't going to get better. What problem ever gets fixed if the truth don't come out? Okay, and the Nazis kept a secret of the Holocaust for most of the German people. And the Germans that did know about it weren't allowed to talk, kind of like the E-list. But they kept that secret from the German people all through the war. Most of them. The ones that didn't want to see what was happening or couldn't see what was happening. But yeah, there were people that knew, and they were told they were crazy. See, governments keep doing the same shit all the time. It doesn't end. It never ends. Okay? Did you guys get that rabbit? Yeah, the rabbit run across and the dogs went off after it. But like I say, the bunny's got all that there. I didn't mow that. They got that whole area back to the field. The pheasants and stuff, so they got places to hide. We really live in crazy in historic times, J99. Historic times. This is times where you're going to have your grandkids on your lap, and they're going to be asking you questions. They're going to be interested, you know, when they come home from school, and start making a journal. You need to write stuff down every day, even if it's the littlest thing. Nothing happened much today. So when you sit there, when 30 years from now, when you have your grandkids on your lap, you know, the days when everybody sat in front of Grandpa when Grandpa was telling stories. Yeah, it's nice here. I tell you what, I want to be out one. I haven't seen any action in the sky here at all since I've been here. It's been 6 months, right? When I lived here before that last 7 years, I was seeing stuff all the time, especially out in that direction, because that direction is where the silos are in the ground where these things shoot out of it. and stuff. And you usually see a lot of strange stuff at night, but I don't know what's going on. There's a lull in it. I guess after that was another thing he was going to tell us about, right? The truth on all those drones that were flying around, right? Anyway, scandalous. That's a modern day soap opera. Modern day soap opera. Anyway, I'm sure there's lots more to come. Anyway, hey, J99, I think I'm going to get out of here because YouTube, yeah, a journal. Very, like I say, your journal may be used one time in the future. Like I say, we're living through historic times. Okay, the real history needs to be written down so people know the real history. And the real history, I watch a lot of documentaries and stuff. Do you think the real history would have came from them interviewing the politicians, or the real history came from the shoemaker, the baker, the farmer, okay? The one who experienced the tyranny. So, truth needs to be written down. How you experienced it, how you felt. Anyway, they're not going to stop people. And obviously, we're not to the point in this country yet where people are ready to do what they did in 1775 and take up arms and say this is enough of this shit, and then a year later declare it. I think parents should go back to educating their children. Maybe not educating them, but the parents need to be in charge of the school district, not the government, not the state government, not the federal government, but the parents that have kids in that school should be in charge of that school. That means those parents are in the school board. None of this, yeah. But a lot of parents can't, it's just, if we would bring school back the way it was when I was growing up, where kids were held responsible, required to learn. That was their job when they were 5 years old through they were 18, was to go to school. Yeah, I homeschooled our youngest daughters, for 2 years. And then they went back to school in 10th grade, and the world of difference that they had. Because the thing is, I taught them how to learn, if that makes any sense. And they just excelled at school when they went back. But then again, they knew a lot. They knew a lot more than they did when we started homeschooling. But then again, why do we do that? Because I didn't want my kids living at home in my basement the rest of their lives. How do you make them productive adults? They're the future. You got to give them the abilities to create a future. The future is not sitting downstairs on your basement being a troll in mommy's basement. What I always say, these people, I made a short about people that always want to live a comfortable life and never inconvenience themselves at all. They're always convenienced. They'll never find happiness. They'll never, I don't know how I said it, but hey, how you doing, Tom? Strictly Cycling. Hey, how you doing? I'm not doing too bad. Tell you what, I've been busy this week. Hey, guess what? I'm going back to the tree business. Eager Beaver Tree Care is back in business. Thought I was going to go back out to the ranch and do fencing, and I got roped into bidding a tree job, and I guess I'm going to sit there and do trees again. Anyway, the public schools here were pushing too much woke stuff. That's because the parents aren't in charge of the school. We got the federal government. Department of Education needs to go. Like I say, put the power back in the hands of the parents that have the kids in the school. Okay? Strictly, they have the authority. This is the way it should be. Because they're the ones that are most affected by the kids in school. But, but that would put control See, the government doesn't want us average citizens having control of anything. They want to be in control. So if they get rid of the Department of Education, well, you planting trees or cutting them down. No, I'm cutting them down and stuff. I don't plant trees. I sit there and cut them down. And when I had my old business, I had a 60-foot bucket and a big old truck, and then I had a smaller 1-ton truck, 40-foot bucket. That was nice too. It didn't have outriggers on. I may get another truck like that, but I got that for backyards and stuff. I had a stump grinder. The thing was, this is doing real good. I had enough equipment to start up 3 crews that spring. And I said if I couldn't find the people, I was going to go out of business. I couldn't find the people. Yeah, well, I was never shy of, I don't know. You know, I like getting sweaty and stuff. But the thing is, okay, I don't like taking money, that jobs that pay a lot. Now I'm going to be sitting there paying them $200 to $300 a day in taxes again. God, that's ridiculous. I could easily make $200 a day at a job and live just fine, and I won't even be on the government's radar. But since I got to compete with people in this country that to come here and work and take my job from me because other Americans don't want to pick tomatoes and stuff like that, well, I guess Trump is clearly furious. White House is frustrated by all-consuming Epstein coverage. I wonder if he's hiding other than what. Strictly cycling. Do you imagine if you knew all the secrets that the government's holding right now? Just right now today. Not the ones from that they're going to create in the next week, okay? Trump has no one to talk about Epstein publicly for years. He told New York Magazine to 2002 that he would have been friends since, yeah. The thing is, like I say, with Trump, his first term, he sat there and said that he knew Epstein was not on the up and up, and he distanced himself from him. Remember that? But he knew what was going on. So even if he wasn't guilty of doing it, he still knew it was going on. That makes him guilty. Like I say, how many children just on this live stream? We've been here 30 minutes. How many children all over the world have been abducted in these last 30 minutes to feed the sex fiend pricks of these rich elites because they won't release the people that are doing it? It sickens me. And people say, well, the Epstein list isn't important. You're saying it's not. It's about protecting our children. Yeah, Trump wants us to forget about the Epstein list. That's why we're watching the soap opera. This distraction, that distraction. I'm sick of the distractions, okay? Tell the truth, get the truth out. The thing is, too big to fail, too big to jail. That's what we're dealing with, okay? And this is why crazy-ass Marines like me are out there to prevent the government from going totally the whole damn way. Oath Keepers founder pardoned by Trump warns him over Epstein. Says it's disgusting. The truth needs to come out. Our children are everything. I mean, I'm sorry, but we need to be like mama grizzly bears when it comes to our children. You fuck with my kid, I'm going to tear you the fuck apart. Like I say, the kids are our future. We're not even giving our kids a future anymore. So how the hell are we going to have a future, or our country going to have a future? But yeah, I tell you what, Strictly Cycling, he's sure acting guilty. Definitely acting guilty. But the only way we're going to end this, like it comes down to, it ain't going to be by somebody going to Washington. It's going to be by the average man, have had enough. Oh, I'm a mama bear. Hey, J99, did you see those, my posts, the pictures I put up of my Annie? If you check out my post back in 1997 through 1999, half of 1999, I had a pet black bear. And we went out went for a walk in the woods once, and she decided she wants to stay there. So, but yeah, I mean, you mess with my kids. If my kids would have got abducted like that, and they tried pushing that under the rug, I would have tore apart everything in my path to get to my children. My children, my girls. All I had was girls. Always know that their dad will be there to protect them through thick and thin, no matter what. Their dad will be there. And that's the way we all need to get. I mean, our government, like I say, we're rearing children so they can sit there and drive by in a van and be like, oh, that one looks pretty good. And then let's not forget these sick son of a bitches are selling baby body parts to buy Lamborghinis that they took in abortions. God, just, like I say, do we really want to know all the secrets? We, the people, must continue to demand to see the Epstein list. We must protect all the children in America. Yeah. And unless they don't hear our demands, then it's just going to be forced on them. Our daughter's in the Army, and we are still mama and papa bears. Yeah. How proud were you, J99, when you were at boot camp watching your daughter graduate boot camp, knowing that you had done the same thing? That must have just made you as proud as can be. Anyway, just side thought. You know, kids are, like I say, kids need to be protected. They need to be brought up with discipline, know morals and rules and boundaries. And then they turn into good, productive adults instead of anything goes and, oh, that's what you think? Sounds good. You can't do nothing wrong. Yeah, we won our independence from France. Yeah, you're right. Oh, you want to be a girl? You're a cat and you need a litter box? Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just another way of damaging our children. What's worse, letting a kid act like that or them getting picked up from a van, having to live a life being trapped by themselves? I just look at these kids that are like that they haven't treated their mental illness. And if they make it till they're 50 years old and you've been peeing in a litter box from the time you were 7, think about that, people. It's easy to think about when you're older and you see time, how much everything has changed in just a short time you've been alive. Yeah, I bet you were, J99, proud as can be. Hey, Dave, how's it going? America has the greatest country in the world. At least 40 years, not so much. Yeah. If you watch An American Crisis 2, yeah. We were a great country, the mightiest country this world had ever known. But, like I say, the Constitution only passed by 2 votes, and the day after it was ratified, the people that voted against it have been trying to undermine it for 249 years. And it took them about 200 years about 190 years to really get it in good. Mental illness, yeah. What else would you call it? And they sit there and say, I need to go to see a psychologist or psychiatrist because I need to be able to be convinced that men can have babies? That's re-education. I don't even know how you give health class. Like I say, health class must be interesting these days. But anyway, and this is with mental illness. It's like any disease. If it doesn't get treated, it gets worse, especially when it's encouraged. I mean, if you had cancer and you went to the doctor and he told you had cancer and his solution was shoving your body full of more cancer, you probably wouldn't go back to him. You're dying of lung cancer. Oh, here, smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day. That'll help you. That's what we're dealing with. I always say the human race, the Homo sapien is dividing into 2 species. I can see it every day. But the one species is going to be like Neanderthals. Once their support structure baby boomers, Gen X, millennials are gone, then they'll go away like the Neanderthal. Okay? But anyway, that's just what they got to look forward to. Anyway, isn't that a beautiful sunset? The colors out here are so great. Like that sunrise that I caught that morning. Oh my God. Everything was red. Everything was red with a ball of, it looked great. So, yep, but anyway, we got a soap opera in DC to contain ourselves with. It's just the American people, we have a job to do, okay? And whether you want to it's good to see you, Tom. Yes, the scenery is amazing. Yeah, well, I don't like sitting there doing my lives inside when it's nice like this. You know, I haven't had a time where the wind hasn't been blowing for, God, it's been a couple days. It blows a little bit, but when you can sit there and be outside, I should have made a fire tonight is what I should have done. Should have had my fireside chat tonight. That would have been something good to do, but anyway, I say that for the weekends because I like to do more paranormal type stuff, discussions on that. You know, I do get kind of tired about talking about political stuff in the government, but my God, it's like the only thing that's on center stage because they want to keep it there. Anyway, that's just the way I feel about it. But anyway, I just wonder how the curtain's going to close on this soap opera. Are the people going to get together and finally put an end to this shit? I don't know. There's so much low-hanging political fruit, it's hard not to discuss. Yeah. Everything's political now. Politics is attached to everything, okay? Just like in the Communist Party. The party, because they're only allowed one party, so the party is attached to everything. Just like in Nazi Germany. Only one party, but it was attached to everything in your life. Everything. But that puts them in charge and more control. If everything's not political, then you have control of part of your life. But I mean, it's like we're asking the government permission. Hey, I want to live my life this way. Let's see, what government fees do I need to, what licenses do I need to buy? What insurance do I need to get? I mean, you come up with a dream to do something, all of a sudden the costs just start ding, 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 ding. You can have the skills to be able to do it all day long, but you need the money in the end, don't you? But yeah, everything's about politics. I mean, they're even in their frickin' bedroom. And now they're, you know, I've heard people talk about this new crypto, this Genius Act and stuff, how they like it and stuff, because it's easier to transfer money. Okay, one reason why the government did that is because we got a lot of dollars into the system, okay? If you can understand this, okay? We can't have the dollars pooling in one area. Meaning, we can't have that money not being spent. So they come up with this new scheme. So, you know, the U.S. dollar being the world reserve currency can be exchanged and everything at a moment's notice by a guy sitting in his bed, in his room, in his chair. So it boosted the circulation of the U.S. dollar to help hide the problem for a little bit. I never even went to economics school. Yes, that's why I left America. I couldn't never make a profit with my current business in America. America's trying to go out after me because I refuse to sell my product in America. You get punished for being successful. Flat out. Punished. Ooh, I made $1,000 today. Yeah, I get $700 and the government gets $300. Or I get $650 and the government gets $350. What the hell's the incentive? Like, but, you know, it's the only job I can get, making a lot of money, so I guess I better take it. Whatever. Can't even, Go ride into the sunset when you want to here. Anyway, you know, when these other people that like these foreign workers in here, whether they be legal or illegal, all I know is there's enough Americans in this country to do all the jobs that are required. Okay. We don't need foreign. We need to become a self-sufficient country. And we need to rein in the soap opera. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. But yeah, times are going to get crazy. And what's the lies going to be tomorrow? What's the new distraction going to be tomorrow? Obama's got to go to jail. Yeah, Obama's going to fall on his sword for the Democratic, all the people on the Epstein list. They're going to take him down so everybody forgets about all the other crimes. I mean, does anybody really think that's going to happen? Yeah, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. Did you see the 2 shorts I put out about Ozzy last night? No shit. Yeah, I put out 2 shorts for Ozzy last night, if you might want to. But yeah, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. Oh my God, music back then. Times are just so different. You know, it's not being homesick. It's called being, I don't know, what is it when you call not being missing home, but missing the past? Past sick? Yeah, it just makes us feel that, yeah, we're getting that much older too. But yeah, Mama, I'm coming home. Yeah, anyway, I got a couple good shorts you might want to watch about Ozzy. Coming Home, I got one of them, and Dreamer is the other one. I got the music to the shorts. So, yep. Anyway, he lived a good, you know, a good and adventurous life. He lived the life he wanted, and he didn't give a shit what anybody had to say about it. So, anyway, that's all I got for this evening. I don't know what tomorrow's going to be on because, you know, we may have Hunter Biden and Donald Trump, and having a beer in the Oval Office tomorrow for all I freaking know. But we never know in today's world. All this stuff that happens that's completely unbelievable, but we're supposed to believe there's no list. Okay. My mama didn't raise no fool. Maybe that's what, yeah, my mama didn't raise no fool. So, anyway, hope everybody enjoyed the sunset. And tomorrow we'll do it again. So, this is Tom with Hidden Truths. Everybody have a great evening. Watch your 6 because you never know what's coming up behind you. So, everybody have a great night. This is Tom with Hidden Truths. I'm out of here.